Good morning, children. Class 10. Today, our next topic is electric motor. Okay. Before, what do you mean by electric motor? Electric motor is a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field experiences a force. Okay. So, means what? A conductor is there which is in which current is flowing, and that magnetic field, it creates a magnetic field. As we know that when a current is flowing through a wire, then it is having a magnetic field. Now it tells us that it experiences a force. Okay, so magnetic effect of electric current. This is a wire, current is flowing around the wire, concentric circles have been formed, that is your magnetic field. When you bring a compass near to the wire, live wire, okay, the deflection, it shows the deflection. What does it mean? That there is a magnet around the wire, that's why it has deflected. A magnetic compass is made up of, why? Because a magnetic compass is made up of tiny magnet. We can say a current carrying wire exerts a force on a magnet. Yes or no? Now tell me, can a magnet exert a force on a current carrying wire? What we have learned, that from this we have seen that a current carrying wire exerts a force on a magnet. Means a wire is there and current is flowing, right? Now it exerts a force on the magnet. How? Because there shown a deflection of the magnet, of the compass. Now can we, vice versa, if we talk, can a magnet exert a force on a current carrying wire? Yes. If the wire is free to move, it will produce motion in the wire. According to Newton's third law, to every action is an equal and opposite reaction. We have learned in the 9th class. So, when current is passed through the wire, exerts a force on a magnet. The magnet will exert an equal and opposite force. See here, when a wire is there and in that current is flowing, magnetic field has been formed. Now when we are keeping the compass near the wire, it gets deflected. Okay, means there is some force, right? So every action has an equal and opposite reaction. When this has deflected, then the wire will also move from its place. Okay, so there will be force between current carrying wire and the current. This was invented by Michael Faraday in 1821. See, from this you can easily understood. There are two bar magnets. Okay, a wire is there in which current is flowing. Okay, and the magnetic field is in the horizontal side, from north to south, the direction it is moving. Okay, now when the magnet is there, okay, yes children, see, when there are two magnets, a wire is there, is placed in between the two magnets. The magnetic field is flowing uniformly, right? When there is no current, suppose when there is no current, then there will be no force. Okay, if suppose current is flowing through the wire will move due to the force. A force is exerted on the wire which makes the wire move, right? And in this position there is a maximum force. Why? Because this the wire is having the current and it is perpendicular to the magnetic field. At that time this formation will have the maximum force. Okay, if suppose your wire is in parallel to the magnetic field and the wire and current is flowing through the wire, but there will be no force because it is parallel to the magnetic field. If suppose the wire we put in this slanting position, then also it experiences a force, but the maximum force you will get at this position when it is perpendicular to the magnetic field. The wire will exert a maximum force. Okay. Now from this we can say that force depends on three factors. First, force is directly proportional to the strength of magnetic field. It is marked as B. Okay, magnetic field is marked as B. Second one, force is directly proportional to the current flowing in the wire. Third, force is directly proportional to the length which is present in the magnetic field. So from the above three equations we can say that F is proportional to BIL. To remove the proportionality we have to put a constant value to form an equation. Okay, so F equals to K into BIL. Suppose the value of K constant is 1, then F equals to BIL, right? B will be the strength of magnetic field, I will be the current, and L will be the length of the wire. Then SI unit of your magnetic field, how can we find? B equals to F upon IL. SI unit of force is Newton. SI unit of current is ampere and length is meter. Now Newton upon ampere meter equals to Tesla. It is marked as capital T. Now there is another SI unit, that is Weber per meter square for the magnetic field. Okay. Yes children, now our next topic is the electric motor. Okay. What is the electric motor? In which principle it works? Electric motor works in to convert the electric energy into mechanical energy. It converts the electrical energy into mechanical energy. Let us see how it been first constructed, right? There are two permanent magnets, which is north pole and another one is the south pole. Okay, a rectangular coil made of insulated copper wire. This is a rectangular coil made up of insulated copper wire. We place the rectangular coil in between the two permanent magnets, or we can say between the magnetic field. We are placing this rectangular coil. Okay. We have marked it as A, B, C and D. It is called the armature coil. Okay, A, B, C, D is also called as armature coil. Okay. Now to check the flow of current, we need a commutator. This is the commutator. Okay. So this is the half rings. Two commuters we need, and that too half rings are these are the half rings. X and Y are the half rings of the commutator, and it is also known as a split rings, which are mounted on a shaft, a thin wire, we can say a thin rod like something. It is mounted on a shaft to rotate this armature. Okay. Now we need a voltage or a battery, voltage supply to run the motor. When we attach these wires to the commutator, see here children, when these wires are attached to the commutator, what it will happen? When we switch on this circuit, when this will move, the wires will get twisted. Okay. To remove the twisted wire, है ना. The wire should not get twisted, so we are using two carbon brushes. We need carbon brushes. Here I have not drawn. These are the two carbon brushes. These are the carbon brushes which are good conductors of electricity, so that they can allow current to flow. Okay, and it helps the commutator to rotate. The current between BC and AD both are parallel. Okay, BC and AD both are parallel, so there will be no current. Current will flow in AB and CD direction. Okay, now let us see how it works. Yes, children, now this we have seen the construction of the electric motor. Now we will see how it works. This electric motor works on the principle of Fleming's left hand rule. Okay, Fleming's left hand rule. Stretch your fingers of your hand, left hand. Your index finger will tell the magnetic field. Okay, thumb will tell you the force, direction of force, and the current will tell you, and the middle finger will tell you the direction of the current. Okay, stretch your fingers, children. Your index finger will tell the flow of magnetic field, thumb will tell the direction of the force, and the middle finger will tell the direction of the current. Okay, and this will work on the principle of this Fleming's left hand rule, right? And the finger, all the fingers must be in the must be perpendicular to each other. Okay, such that the forefinger points towards the direction of magnetic field. Okay, middle finger points the direction of the current, and the thumb will tell the direction of the force, right? Now when current is flowing in the direction of AB from bottom to top, okay, so when the current is flowing from the direction A to B, keep your left finger. Okay, when the index finger tells you the magnetic field, and the current will tell you the middle finger will tell the current, flow of current, then the thumb will tell you here the force. With that force, this wire has been turned. It traveled half of the distance. Now this will become AB and this will become CD. Due to the split rings and the carbon brushes, the insulated wire gets half turned. Now again, when the current will flow, see children, after completing half rotation, this half rotation has been done, the position of split ring interchanges, due to which the direction of current in the coil get reversed. Okay, and current flows along the path. Now how the current will flow? Now the direction will, this will become A, this will become B, and this will become C, and this will become D. So the current will flow in DCBA. Okay, then again according to Fleming's left hand rule, the force acting on the arms AB and CD, okay, also get reversed. This makes the coil to rotate, complete the next half cycle of rotation, okay, in the same direction. Hence the coil of motor rotates as long as the current is passing through it. First it will make half rotation, and next after that again half rotation. It will continue until and unless when there will be the flow of current. Okay. Here the function of this commutator, what it is going on, after half a rotation of the coil, after half the rotation of the coil about its axis, the commutator reverses the direction of current. When current is flowing from here and half the rotation, it changes the direction of the current and ensure the flow of current in the same direction. Okay, so the motor continues in rotating the coil in the same direction. Now this electric motor we are using in many ways, like lift, escalators, milk, washing machines, vending machines. Okay, I think you have understood, and this is a very important topic, children.